I'm make some attempt to do a little mukbang here. I had a coupon for a free burger at Ruby Tuesday, and I got the smokehouse burger, which has like bacon and crispy onion, rings, and cheese. Oh, I forgot to tell them no onion or tomato. I'm gonna have to pick that off. So I'm gonna have to pick off the onion and tomato. I don't like raw onion or raw tomato. I will have them cooked, but I do not. And I forgot to say extra pickle. There's all kinds of me messing up. Yeah. I love onions when they're cooked. Grilled onions are really good. You got the bun a little soggy because of the tomato. That's why I hate raw tomato, because it just makes everything soggy and doesn't taste very good to me. So, my bottom bun's a little soggy. And instead of fries, I got a Caesar side salad, because I'm trying to be a little bit healthier with that. And even though the caloric value is not too much lower than the side of fries, maybe like 100 calories lower. I was outside. This is one of the last few days when it's going to be like in the high 80s, which I'm thankful. I'm ready for the 70s. It's freaking hot still. Freaking September 30th and I'm still dying. Anyway, so I got a side salad instead of the fries. So I'm going to put my Caesar dressing on here. Oh yeah, I was saying calorically, I think it's about 100 or so calories less than getting the fries. But overall better, because fat is better for you than the carbs. Unless you're doing a shite ton of cardio, but I am not, because I struggle with fatigue. Which I'm still trying to find something to help me with that. I was losing weight pretty steadily for a while, and like the last, I don't know, since May, I've been slowly gaining weight back because I do struggle with binge eating. I feel like I've mentioned that before. So I have consistently counted my calories. It's just the thing with the binge eating. Sometimes with the binge eating, it's literally because like I feel like my stomach's trying to eat itself. Well, maybe that's not. This is after, if I have multiple binges in a row, it's really hard for me to get back to even just in the lower 2,000 calories. Like, it takes me a long time, and that's what happened, basically. Like, I had a couple weeks where I was just binging a lot, and I'm still trying to work myself even just out of 2,600 calories, which is, I've been averaging just a little bit higher than that. I'm trying to get myself under. I work third shift, and so the last thing I ate before I got the salad and burger was literally at like 5:30 in the morning, which was a protein shake. So I haven't eaten anything since then. I ran some errands and I got this burger with the salad. So I'm mixing my dressing up here. Now, I don't know if this is the best mukbang setup. I know some people will do it where you can see the food and all that. I really ought to maybe work on my setup here. Let's see. So I figured this out. I have a little folding tray, which actually works perfectly for this, and I just had to move this little table back. It cuts my head off a little bit. It's not the best angle for me. And get a little wing action there. So, this is my setup. So, I'm gonna start eating this salad. Now, the only thing I hate with these like kind of basic salads is like lettuce spines. I don't know, sometimes they just don't taste good. I did put some extra Parmesan cheese, Parmesan, I've heard it said both way, Parmesan. I did put a little extra, like an extra little pinch from my fridge, because I do like a little extra cheese. And cheese ain't bad for you folks. You know, you just watch your saturated fat totals, but like I said, the only other thing I had was protein shake, and it's been like 12 hours since I had that. I knew I was running errands today, and I knew I was gonna crash this coupon out today, so I was saving my calories for this. You know, I'm probably gonna only end up eating half the burger now and the other half later before I go to work, because I work 10 to 6, so. And I'm trying not to talk with my mouth full too much, because I don't know, I want to be understood, and I'm not sure, since I'm farther away from my camera, there's about 3 feet in between me and the camera now. I want to be able to be heard clearly. I do have my fan on, and I hope that doesn't pick up too badly, but I have it on low. It's just, I'm super hot. Now, there's people who really like mukbang channels. Like, there's channels that only do mukbangs, which I'm kind of like, for me, that would be bad, because of my binging stuff. If I'm gonna do a mukbang, I'm gonna like, either it's gonna be something that is healthy, or it's maybe a higher calorie meal that I've planned out. Like, when I make shawarma, oh boy, it's so good, but like, between the pita and the tahini, it's not like necessarily unhealthy, it's just a lot of calories, because I'm like making this large plate, and I have tabbouleh and the shawarma and the tahini and the pita, and I make everything from scratch, which I will do like cooking and a like mukbang one time when I actually make that, because I can make some really good food. Or like, a lot of sushi is a little bit higher calorie. I love sushi. Now, if I had a place where I could get just like really good raw fish that hasn't been previously frozen, I would probably do more like a sashimi, because I do like just the pieces of fish with like a little sauce. But I'm not always sure like the best places to get that sort of thing around here. Like, there's one place I used to get like the raw fish, but the last couple times I had like the salmon there, it wasn't as good as it was previously, which is kind of disappointing, because I used to be able to get a salmon fillet for like $7, which is pretty good around here. It was like $7 for a pound. And that was a pretty decent piece of salmon. And I could make like, I usually would make a spicy salmon roll on like a roll that had like avocado and salmon, like a little bit of eel sauce and stuff in it, and I'd make a good like 8 to 10 rolls with that. Because ordering sushi is just kind of expensive, so I only do it very rarely. And when we do get sushi, it's usually from this all-you-can-eat place around here, which is pretty good. I mean, for the lunch there is like $13 now, and it's all-you-can-eat sushi. And they also have a couple appetizers. I always get their crab rangoon, because to me their crab rangoon's like the best I've had outside of somebody's like homemade miniature crab rangoons, because I'm really picky with that stuff. A lot of crab rangoon, like from the Chinese restaurant, to me tastes gross. Because it's either like, and what I like to do, I like to tear them apart and dip the little crispy pieces into the cream cheese and have a little of the sweet and sour sauce. So good. But man, when I do the all-you-can-eat sushi, I easily pound like 3,000 calories worth of sushi. But we don't do it very often. I think the last time we went was, it was after Gateway. We went right after Gateway. We hadn't eaten all day and we broke down our camp, so we were definitely burning some calories that day. But, yeah, we had, their dinner is a little more expensive. It's like $19, but they have some more expensive rolls on the dinner. So, we did that, but that was back in June, so yeah, it's been a moment. Most time if I get to-go food, it's either I got a like steep discount or I got a freebie, or like a buy one get one free, or I'm just eating off the dollar menu. Like, I'm not someone who spends a lot of money going out, honestly. I don't know, I'm gonna have to cut some of this chewing because I eat kind of slow, which is actually better for you, which probably makes when I do binge, like, I still don't binge as much as somebody like more some of these people you would see on like 600 Pound Life, or like some of these YouTubers like Amberlynn Reed or Foodie Booty. Which I've been falling down the YouTube hole with those two. Oh boy. Like, I understand the struggle with binge eating. I understand weight loss struggle. My weight's gone up and down. My highest was last August when I was at 221. And I've only been that weight one other time. Right now I'm sitting around between 190 and 191. And then when I weighed myself, I was like 190.4 today. Back in May, I was down to 183, so yeah, I've gained like 7 pounds. But even with my binges and stuff, I've only gained 7 pounds since May. So, like, I'm still counting calories and I have good days and bad days. That's for sure. And like I said, some of the struggle is really after my binges and trying to get back to normal is like my body literally like screaming at me for food, and like it's hard to eat under a certain amount of calories without just constantly feeling hungry the whole time, and it sucks and I hate it. So I understand a lot of that stuff, but man, yeah, I've been watching commentary channels with Amberlynn Reed and Foodie Beauty. I won't call her Foodie Booty. You know, it's Foodie Beauty, but like, it's just funner to say Foodie Booty. It's the Foodie Booty. But man, these two, they just thrive off negative, man. I mean, you can feel for the struggle, especially if you've been there. But also, like, people who talk about helping themselves and then don't actually, like, fully commit or, like, put the action in motion. You just, it's so frustrating. And I've had this with exes of mine, like, I've seen it so many times, or old friends of mine, like, people who talk a big game but then just actually don't participate in their own progress. Like, I go to therapy, I go to groups, I take my meds, like, I'm trying to do everything I can, and I try to talk about my eating stuff in therapy a little bit, but since I have bigger issues we try to address, I mean, because some of it's from, a lot of it's from trauma stuff, and that's usually what a lot of the eating stuff is. It's just a bad coping, basically. Just like overspending, and I've had some of that. My mom was a lot worse with that. You know, people have their addictions. There's a certain part that's genetic with it. And then you have your trauma, that unlocks those things. So people can have genetic markers for addiction, and if they don't have the trauma to trigger that, they won't have the energy to like indulge. So they never have it be an issue. Then you have people with the trauma and the genetic markers for addiction, and then it's just a roller coaster. And I have a lot of understanding about addiction, and even though like I don't have those markers as far as like drugs or alcohol or gambling, I understand like compulsive behavior and impulsive behavior because I've had that with like the food and the shopping, so I understand how strong certain urges are. Now drugs is a different thing, and it has a lot of a physical stuff that you may not have with the like shopping or binging. Binging, there's some physical aspect, but you know, a lot of it's just the like mentally trying to cope with stuff. It's like trying to distract yourself. I see Amber Lynn Reid do that too with all her torrid hauls. Like, I've gotten better with money, and I'm trying to get my life back in check. I still do my hauls. I still like a good deal. I'm still a cheap ass. I love the thrift. I'm just trying to think more, like, when I pick something up, like, will this have a purpose? Or will I do something with this? Or is this something, you know, I'd like to see in my aesthetic in my apartment? Would this make a good display piece? Is the price worth it to me? Those things. So I'm trying to, because I've made bad, impulsive, and automatically regret type purchases, but I've also been the type of person where I hate returning things, so. The salad's pretty good though. I've gone through phases where I did really good and I wouldn't spend money for a long time. And other times when I've been horrible, just awful, awful, awful. And I can admit it. It is what it is. I'm dealing with it now. Things in my life just gotten better overall. I mean, I still obviously have my struggles. It's a daily thing to keep yourself in check. And not every day is going to be successful. The big thing is, even when you're not successful, don't fall into the spiral, which is so easy to do. Like, I'm sure with the food stuff, I'm sure someone like Amber Lynn Reid probably binges a little bit, has one high calorie thing, and then she justifies binging the rest of the day because, oh, I fucked up, so I'll start again tomorrow. I've heard that so many times with so many things. Drugs, shopping, gambling, food. Every addict has that thought process. It's the addiction speaking. Or anybody with a compulsive behavior that's a coping mechanism has those compulsory thoughts that keep justifying the action. I failed today, so I guess I'll start again tomorrow. But then you don't moderate yourself. Yeah, I could have a high calorie thing, but I could end my day off better. Like, say I go a little overboard with something that I wasn't planning, like someone brings maybe a dessert to work and I feel like I go overboard. Well, I just have to think to myself, well, I had that, let's stop now. Like, you can stop, you just gotta be conscious. I'm not saying I still don't fall into patterns, because there's definitely days. You really, it takes a lot of therapy too. You gotta work through things. And it sucks, and it's hard, and yada yada. Okay. I finished my salad. Oh, actually, I think doing this actually slows down my eating even more because I'm talking in between. I'm usually a pretty slow eater in general. So, yes, I'm weird. I like to use a fork and knife to eat my burgers. Just because, like, anytime I try to eat a burger without a fork and knife, outside of, like, if I get, like, a McDonald's cheeseburger, then yeah, I'll eat it out of the wrapper, like a small burger, but, like, one of these huge ones, they just drop everywhere anyway. And, like I said, I got it medium rare. When it comes to restaurants, I'll usually get medium rare. At home, I'll cook it somewhere between medium rare and rare, which this looks pretty decent. There's a certain amount of pink there. I like a little pink. To me, it's juicier. To me, it tastes better. I have a little side of mayo because I do like some mayo. I also put the mayo in there just in case, like, one time when I had one of these coupons, they still put fries in, or a few of them. They didn't this time, but I do when I get fries. I like to dip them in mayo. I don't know if that's weird. I have heard that's more like a Canadian thing. I'm definitely not Canadian, but I could vibe. Okay, my camera had turned off on me. That's lovely. And said something about motion recording was stopped because of the limitation of the camera. If it's my battery, I'll have to change my battery soon, because I see it's only one. But I'm gonna take a bite of this burger. See, I can't even put everything on my fork in this freaking, it's got like onion ring and stuff. This is falling apart on me. I can't even get everything in my mouth. It's good though. I like the barbecue sauce on it. I only put a little mayo on the fork because I don't need a whole lot. I thought my camera was about to turn off again. I should have changed my battery though. The barbecue sauce is good on this. And the little onion rings. It's pretty dang good. Anyway. We're back. We're back on this burger. Which, honestly, I might end up eating the whole thing. I'm only like 3 hours away from like when I leave for work. I'm just probably gonna have something. I have some strawberries I'm taking to work. And I have like a little freezer sandwich thing I'm gonna eat there. I'll probably just have something small later. Like, I don't know. Yesterday I made like a PB&J. Keeping it simple, kids. So. I definitely have like video ideas and stuff that I'm working on. I might do something with like couponing. I'm not like as crazy as some people are with it. When I say crazy, I just mean like I'm not as up on it as some people are. Like some people are like on it. I used to have my moments where I was better, but it's gotten harder over the years. There will probably be a lot of cuts in between eating this burger because this burger is just so big. And it takes me forever to chew it. So if you see a lot of cuts, that's why. Anyway. This bacon's kind of sweet too, but I don't know if it's a barbecue sauce on it. Anyway. So couponing stuff. We've had places that used to like double coupons and all that a lot more often back in the day, but they don't anymore. Or they only double up until like 40 cents now, which is not that much. One of the stores around here, they used to even sometimes triple coupons on special days. But, not so much anymore. They don't really do any of that anymore. So it's definitely been a lot harder to get free stuff couponing, unless you're one of these people who can get a hold of like I know there's people who get a hold of like multiple Sunday papers, and there was a place where there used to be a recycling bin thing that I used to even go and like dumpster dive for coupon stuff. Which it wasn't really dumpster diving, there was literally like a hole in the side, so I would just pull up like the bundles of newspapers that would get tossed, and I would get coupons that way. The only place I really can get coupons now is the local library. They have like a local newspaper that sometimes has coupons in it, and then I use 2 different apps, and sometimes I can combine savings from both of them. So I can still get free items occasionally. It's just not as often as I used to. Now, I know some people are a lot better, like I said, so I'm definitely going to do a little video about stuff I recently couponed. So you can definitely keep an eye out for that one. This is a little more pink, which I don't mind. Though I would say this medium rare is borderline rare. So I was slightly out of focus for the last whatever. Just great. Anyway, like I said, I'll be doing a video of things I recently couponed, either got for free or like close enough to free. I love clearance shopping too. Obviously, I talk a lot about like deals and stuff that I find. I also do a lot of things like I do like online surveys to get gift cards. So like if you see me get things from Amazon, it's usually gift cards I got from doing online surveys. I know some people have asked me before like what sites I use and stuff. No, I say is one of them. I'm part of like the Nielsen panel too, which I earn points for, and I trade those in for gift cards. Let's see. Which the Nielsen panel, you have to submit all your shopping trips, so that might be annoying for some people. I used to have like a little scanner, but now you can use your phone to do it. And I used to be Global Test Market, now it's Life Points, but it's not as good as it used to be. At least I'm not having as much luck as I used to with them. And I also do market research locally. It's about 10 miles from my place, and I get checks for doing that usually. Sometimes they also will do like a check and a Barnes & Noble gift card. Like tomorrow I'm doing an alcohol study, so and I haven't drank in like a year and a half, so that's gonna be funny. I think I'm supposed to get like 40-50 bucks for that one though. Look, it's pickles. I was surprised the cats haven't been bothering me. They're not too pestery when I eat food, luckily. You know, some animals. I think the only other mukbang I ever did was when I had Sandy before she passed away, and she kept trying to eat my pizza. That was like the short period of time where she like got better for a little bit from her liver issue. Pretty sure what she passed away from was fatty liver, unfortunately. The poor girl. I still miss my baby. I just like pickles. She's so prestigious back here. The prestige of the pickle. Oh, it got stuck in my teeth a little bit. Don't you hate that? I have like kind of deep pockets in the back of my mouth. think I talked about this recently. But it makes it a pain in the butt sometimes when I'm eating. Look, I am almost done with this. I got like a third of this burger left. It's pretty big though. It's pretty filling. Well, it definitely helps that I didn't really eat. Haven't really eaten all day. So that'll definitely do that. That'll do that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to talk about. Isn't she precious? No, the light from my screen door is kind of washing her out a little bit. I gotta finish this burger, man. I only got like 8 minutes left on my freaking memory card. This camera, I think, is recording at like 1080p, so it just eats that memory right up. It's nuts, man. I still can't believe how much memory the video takes up. Luckily, at least mostly when I've been editing, it's actually helped a lot with the amount of space it takes up. Because, I mean, I'm cutting out a lot of the in-between crap, but also, like, raw quality anything is usually gonna be a lot more. Damn, son. This freaking memory card thing don't like me. I keep saying, like, it'll record me for a certain amount of minutes, and it'll be like, recording canceled because of the writing speed limit. I've never seen such a thing. Me and you, sir, got issues. Whatever. I'm working with what I got right now, kids. See, I have this bad habit of calling everybody kids, even if they're... See, I don't know who's fucking watching me. I think some of y'all are older than me, some of y'all are younger than me. I'm 31. You know, if you relate to me, you relate to me. I like good food. I like to cook. I like crafty shit. I like random stuff. I like anime and video game stuff. Though I'll be honest, I have a lot of hobbies and stuff, so I haven't really gotten into like more recent video games in a while. I used to like play much more compulsively, but work, etc., etc. So, fuck, man. I mean, I like all kinds of stuff, so. And I'm pretty straightforward with people. I mean, I'm really interested in psychology and all that. Love comedy. I can find humor in most things. Even, like, I have really dark humor, too, so. I think some people get a little too PC with certain things. Like, I don't ever say anything out of hate or malice, or, like, I don't really dig when people think they're being funny and they're being just kind of angry. Like, that's not funny to me. But I think from the right person or, like, the right setup, there can be humor in anything. So, that's where I stand. I think some people just get a little too cray-cray. And, I mean, you know, it's a wild world out there. I would say I'm pretty open-minded, though. Like, actually super open-minded compared to how I used to be. I think that's part of just, you know, getting older. Well, I mean, not for everyone, because you definitely see those people who just never change. Which, you know, growth comes from change, people. You gotta change, you gotta evolve, you gotta hear things from people you don't agree with. And even when certain people anger me, or they say things that I don't agree with, that upset me, I still try to figure out where they're coming from and why they believe what they do. And that might be a rare egg these days. I'm very open-minded. I would say I'm pretty liberal with my beliefs. Like, live and let live, people. That's where I'm at. Like, I don't care what you do. Between consenting adults, do you. So, that's just kind of my life policy. And I mean, that goes beyond politics. That's just life. Live your life. Do you. Do what makes you happy. And, like, really happy. Not like, I'm coping with this and I think I'm happy. No, like, find the things that actually satisfy you in life. Not hedonistic happiness. Though hedonism's fun sometimes, but you gotta find balance. I always try to find balance. You know, it's fun sometimes to indulge in things if you don't have, you know, that gene for addiction. Like, you can, you know, sometimes indulge in a psychedelic trip here and there. I mean, I'm not opposed. It's fun occasionally. And before anyone asks, my YouTube name, Mushroom Restorer, is not because of drugs. It's usually the assumption, or the other one I've heard, which is weird, is some guys think it's like a cock and ball torture thing, which I laugh at. Like, if you want to think that, honey, I'll stomp on them. Don't fuck with me. But no, it's honestly like the most innocent shit ever. I don't know if I've said this in another video, but I'll just repeat myself. It literally comes from when I was like 4 or 5 years old. And my yard as a kid used to just spring up with all those little wild mushrooms. And I would ask about the mushrooms. I didn't like just like portobellos or anything anyway. I think they taste like dirt. I still do. But my mom would be like, if you eat those, they'll kill you. They're poisonous. So in my head, my compulsive mind, that was, oh, they'll kill you. Let me kick them over so nobody eats them. Anyway, I started using the tag Mushroom Restorer back in 2005. I've been using it since MySpace. Y'all, I'm fucking MySpace years old. I think I dropped a piece of lettuce in my bra. Bra problem. Big boob problems. Yeah, so. Oh yeah, I was saying the Mushroom Destroyer kind of evolved from, I used to be on the site called oneup.com, which is like a gaming site, or forum, so I used it a lot. I used it on there too, so it kind of became like a Mario thing too, so, you know, old school gaming. So, my camera says I got like 40 seconds left on this freaking memory card. So, I almost finished on my food. Like, I literally have 1 bite left, which I can do that off camera, because I'm cutting out most of me, like, actually, like, chewing anyway. So, this will be the end of my little mukbang. I'll work on these, hopefully get a little better at it, hopefully my setup gets a little more streamlined, but subscribe if you want. I post random shit. Do 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 do.